Today we're spending a day with Sam, the mastermind behind Lori Jayne, a restaurant operating out of the back of a bar that's selling over 500 steak frites a week. But rather than serving traditional steak frites inspired by French cuisine, his were inspired by the streets of Chinatown. In this video, not only are you going to learn his secrets to what makes his steak frites so unique, but you're also going to see what it's actually like to run a high-volume restaurant out of a kitchen the size of a closet. And it all starts with a morning ritual at a small cafe in Chinatown.
This guy is has steak on fries and he putting different sauces on it. Yeah, fire. Let's see what else he got going on.
Two butter toast, two soy sauce chow mein with no bean sprout, and two iced yunyang.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
Let's go.
Less than $8 a person?
Dude, it's awesome. I love this place so much.
What inspired you to open a spot that sells just steak frites?
Oh, we don't sell just steak frites.
Oh.
Yeah, no, man. We have a whole menu. Everyone's got to get that out of their head. We actually
Definitely get it out your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, the steak frites is probably what just drove you there. But anybody who's watching this that wants to get into the food industry, go and eat food at other places. You know what I'm saying? Find you some fire places. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that really enhanced my palate as a chef. You know what I'm saying? It really enhanced all my skills as a chef. Go inside the other restaurants, see how they operate, see how many people look at their prices, see how good it is, see what type of experience they give you, everything. You cannot succeed in this industry unless you go to other people. And you can see this guy is a genuine person that just enjoys food and enjoys the atmosphere, and that's why he has a successful place.
opened as a fried chicken restaurant, and the restaurant was named for my mom. She would take me to Chinatown. We would buy blue crabs, go home, and we'd eat like Kanto crabs on a Wednesday. It's just noodles with soy sauce.
Whoa.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Good way to start the morning. Carbs and caffeine. Thank you, sir.
After our $8 breakfast fueled us up, we're off to shop for some ingredients that Sam needs for the restaurant. Lori Jayne was named after his mom, and the flavors are inspired by his memories with her in Chinatown.
All right, Sam, 10 a.m. Where we at?
Hong Kong Supermarket, 157 Hester Street. They have anything you could want.
All right, let's go shopping.
This is gonna be the first thing we're gonna get. We need both chili powder and whole chilies. We want those ones specifically, Tianjin or Urgentao style chili, Korean red pepper powder.
Oh yeah, some gochugaru.
They also have these guys, which is gonna be a slightly different flavor than the first kind we got. So we're gonna take all three of those and we'll blend those together to yield the Sichuan powder. The kaitsu, what here we would call canola oil. We usually use a mix of green and red Sichuan peppercorn. For right now, this is just about everything we need.
All right, let's go.
You know, growing up, I would come down here with my mom. We would go to the seafood markets over there, Sunsai Gai up on the corner and get like roast pork lo mein. We would go to Joe Shanghai and eat soup dumplings.
And now you're bringing some of those flavors back to the restaurant.
Yeah. In Bushwick, we have like no good Chinese food, so, you know, if we gotta do it, we'll do it.
But this is just the calm before the storm. Sam's heading home to spend some time with his baby before we catch up with him at Lori Jayne to prep for the day.
And, you know, I just gotta you know, because there's a hater that will say what he's doing is cultural appropriation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a white man using Chinese products to make his food. You know, people get kind of stupid when it comes to food, right? Because I'm only saying it because I've heard it. I'm just telling you right now, when you start expanding and going to different type of markets, especially markets that you're not used to, like say you cook Ethiopian food, right? And you're usually going to like the Ethiopian market. If you expand and start going to the Italian market, you're gonna find things that's gonna enhance your food. You feel me? In the food industry, you want it. Like I remember, it's one of my favorite places in the world. It's a place called Canton Kitchen. And I get these huge baked potatoes from there, and I make these big old bomb baked potatoes that I make. You know what I'm saying? Like going to people who have different ingredients, different everything will always enhance what you do. I can't wait to see this guy's Steaks and Frites, because I ain't never heard of this place. I just stumbled across this.
It's 2 p.m. now. We're here at Lori Jayne inside of Danger. We're just about to do a bunch of prep. We have 3 hours till service. We have a bunch of stuff to do, so let's go do the stuff.
All right, there's no time to waste.
Yeah,
let's go.
There really isn't.
First up is the star of the show, the au poivre sauce. It's a complete remix from the French classic, and it's the reason thousands of people travel here just for the steak frites. And because of the demand, Sam is gonna make the next batch from start to finish, meaning we're gonna learn exactly how to make it. To get it started, beef tallow goes into the pot, and just before it begins to smoke, he adds the shallots.
The shallots have cooked down enough that you see we're just getting the tiniest bit of color on them. We can lower the heat a smidge, take this, dump it on there. We're gonna turn the heat back on that and let that garlic roast a little bit with the shallot and just give it more of a nice sweet round vibe.
Right.
This is just about where we want it to be. This is that blend of quote unquote Asian ingredients from before. So all of these are gonna now get added into there, and they're gonna help us start to develop that darker, richer brown color. We're gonna let that rock for probably 3 to 4 minutes with all those components in there.
Yep.
And then after that, we're gonna start adding, you're not gonna believe this, more stuff.
By more stuff, he means a rich steak butter, and he's about to show us how it's made.
We have the tallow pot. We're gonna take our beef trim. We're just gonna lightly sear that just to get a little bit of caramelization and Maillard on it. This is gonna form the base of our steak butter. This is gonna be our trim that comes off of the steak. So,
Wow,
like,
that's some pretty good looking trim though, Joe.
it's great. Beef on beef.
Once the trim is seared, he adds pounds of butter and some herbs, and while that's melting, he's adding, you guessed it, more stuff to the au poivre sauce.
Time check, it is 3:13. We have an hour and 45 minutes till service. We're in a fine place right.
I think that's kind of cool that he's in the back of a restaurant. Looking at just the early videos, these people probably be drunk and it probably be fire. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the best business models you can have, especially with starting off, is, especially if you have good food, is trying to attach yourself to something that's already going. I always talk about, like, man, I wanted to have a taco spot inside of the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? It was a liquor store over here by my house. Or like how, you know, you see like in New York, they got bodegas where it's a sandwich shop inside of the liquor store, or a sandwich shop inside the market, whatever you want to call it. When you're attached to something like, especially a bar, you gonna make you some bread. You know what I'm saying? There's probably people who come for the drinks, but they definitely coming for the steak and frites, big dog.
Now, there's no need to be stressed.
So we got some cognac going in. All right, here we
Give it
go.
a generous plug.
You just used the Douce? Okay.
This is our lemon juice. We're gonna go in with some of that. This is a nice Pinot Grigio. You do want about a full bottle of white wine per batch of AP.
Nice.
All that's left here is to incorporate all this together, let the cognac cook down a little bit, let the wine reduce a little bit. At this point, we can step away from these things and focus on some other tasks.
All right, let's do it, chef.
We're in the middle of making the sauce for his au poivre steak frites, but now we're learning how to make the sauce for the other star of the show, the miso chimichurri.
If we want to check in with what Gus is doing over there, that's pretty fun. That's gonna blend our miso chimichurri.
So right here, this is the making of our chimichurri sauce. You got onions, garlic, parsley.
We're just gonna keep blending bit by bit, adding the liquid. And the rest of the stuff that you see in there is gonna be a mix of vinegars, most importantly red wine vinegar, as well as miso paste in the bottom. All of these guys together are gonna get blended up and form not typical chimichurri. This is how it would look when it's done. And as you can see, it has kind of a similar body to our mayo-based sauces.
After Sam showed us his special sauces, it was finally time to start prepping the meat, which really surprised me when he told me how much he goes through every single week.
350 pounds last week. This week it'll probably be about 375 or 4.
Woo! All right, let me just kind of base it off of you. All right, so I'll base it off of me. He said he went through 350 pounds. 350 pounds of meat. I can probably make around $700 off of, let's say, 30 pounds of meat. I can make about 700 pounds off of 30 pounds of meat. Right there. And, you know, I don't know his prices, you know what I'm saying, or his portions, you know what I'm saying, so I'm just kind of basing it. That right there, 7,000. Ooh, yeah. He might be making anywhere between, and, you know, like, I'm just talking about the meat, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He might be making 50 grand a month in this little, in the back of this bar, big dog. Straight up. Let's keep talking.
We are going to have him cut at least 100 steaks worth of steak, realistically at least 100 pounds of beef today. If you wanted to make this at home, you should go to your butcher and ask for a Denver steak. Like, just to be technical about it, it's a chuck flap.
I'm realizing, dang, this is a lot of work. Why did you choose to be in the restaurant business?
It's just really cool. It's like the most challenging thing ever. You have to grow and not take yourself too seriously or have ego, and also be open to feedback.
Do you have a culinary background?
I mean, I've cooked professionally in some capacity for most of my life. I did not go to school. I worked in kitchens much more when I was younger, like 18 to 21.
You would think operating a restaurant out of a bar wouldn't require much work, but things as much as the sauces, the prep work, everything, there's so much work that goes behind the scenes. We spent so much time literally making sauces, and that is going to be the backbone of the flavors of this restaurant.
But beyond the
Honestly, like, I can say that too. Your prep work is going to decide how good what you got is going. People think that, oh, I just pull up and just start cooking. Nah. If you can put in some good prep work, you got some fire on you. I ain't gonna lie. Until I started learning how to focus on my prep work, I didn't really get good cooking, to be honest with you.
sauces, the longer we stayed in the kitchen, the more unusual things we started noticing.
Oh, so we like ducks here. There's another duck over there.
What? There's another duck? What are all these ducks in the kitchen for?
Doesn't need a reason. They're just good. We don't give a duck. Yeah.
After the rubber duck discovery, our sauces were still reducing, so Chef and I stepped out for a few side quests, grabbing receipt paper from a restaurant nearby after he ran out, and paying the local potato and onion vendor after a successful weekend.
How are you doing?
Good, man.
Nice to see you.
You too. We're making a video. You're going to be in this one.
No problem.
That was fun, but it's time to get back to the kitchen where there's still plenty left to do before service.
Bar is going to start setting up at about 4. We're going to run back in the kitchen and get a few more things done, and then it's going to be time to cook a bunch of food.
Okay, cool.
At long last, we're finally finishing off the all poivre sauce.
So here you see we've cooked down a lot of that booze has come off. The alcohol has cooked off. The liquid is about 3/4 cooked off. And now we're going to take our chicken stock. So at this point, we can add the stock, and we're going to add 8 quarts of this. It's going to go from gelatinous and jiggly back into a lovely liquid form. Yeah, that can just hang out now for at least a good 15-20 minutes. Reduce down nice.
And who could forget the mouth-watering steak butter?
Strain it. All this like scum and stuff is going to get stuck in the strainer, and we're just going to be left with this really nice, beefy, garlicky, buttery steak. That is our steak butter.
To finish the au poivre, a bit of steak butter and cream are mixed in, creating a rich, creamy finish, and those red and green peppercorns from Chinatown this morning are what's going to finish it off.
So this is called the AP Pep Mix. This is the mix of green and red Sichuan peppercorns with black peppercorn. It's become clear that you really just need the classic black peppercorn augmented with the Sichuan peppercorns to get the flavor profile that our steak is. If we look at Gus, he's grinding our AP Pep Mix. You always want to grind the peppercorn fresh as close to the time you're serving and like plating and finishing the sauce as possible. We like to blend our peppercorns like 85% fine, 15% more coarsely, and then season very liberally. I always say to the guys, like, if you think it's peppery enough, add 10% more. Because it's a peppercorn sauce. It should taste like peppercorn.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah, I think you should do that with pepper. You should never do that with salt. Never with salt. Definitely with pepper. Sorry, somebody was trying to call me. Let's keep going.
2 hours of nonstop work. You guys saw how we made sauces from scratch, getting the meat ready, got the steak butter ready, all the components are coming together, and now service is gonna begin pretty soon.
Since 10 a.m., Sam's been gathering ingredients, prepping sauces, and getting everything ready for service. Now, with little time left before opening, candles are lit, energy drinks are passed around, and the kitchen gets set for the first orders of his famous steak frites.
What we have going on over here now is Donnie getting the first round of steaks for the night up and running. By weighting your protein, it helps give you like a really nice hard sear and an even salt crust. We're gonna salt from way up high so that it gets on everything. Once they've all gotten nice and salted, now Donnie's gonna start flipping them over. This is what we're looking for, a beautiful, hard, even sear. This will be our first pass of steak.
Now, is it usually how you guys do it? Before the orders come in, you have some steaks ready at least?
They're not necessarily ready. What we'll do is we'll stop them just short of the mid-rare, pull them off, baste thoroughly with our steak butter, and then that way when somebody comes in and they order, at that point we can finish firing the steak, which will take about 5 more minutes. Give it a couple minutes to rest on the back end and be slicing it.
So it'll be rested, it'll be perfectly cooked, hot, and it won't take too long.
Exactly.
To get served. Yo, first customer. Shout out Joshua.
He actually asked to work here.
No way, are you serious?
Yes, he wanted to run the food. Salt, he wanted your job. All right, we're going on 1 and 1. 1 and 1 means 1 au poivre and 1 miso chimichurri. So, as we can see, it is 5:07 right now. This ticket is at 35 seconds right now. That ticket will walk by 12 minutes. And that's a perfectly happy, reasonable amount of time to get a steak in.
With our first order in, many more soon followed. Fries were being dropped, patties getting seared, and steaks being sliced. Service is just getting started.
And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When you got a good fryer, fries is the easiest thing to make. Always have something that's just easy to make. Fries are easy to make. The steak is actually easy to make because all you really need to do with it to make a good steak is just have the salt. But I think where it really comes in, and I'm breaking it down because remember, I'm a real chef, big dog. His sauces is what takes the longest. You know what I'm saying? He got to make all these sauces. The peppercorns, I rock with him on that one. Like, he want to get the freshest possible taste. So he's grinding up the peppercorns before, you know what I'm saying, right before everything is finished cooking. So fries, boom, already dropped. Like, sometimes you can have them already done and then drop them one more time to freshen them up. Put them inside the little plate. Boom, the steak is already halfway cooked. You know what I'm saying? They cook it a little bit, throw it back on the grill to make sure it gets a good make sure it's hot pretty much. Chop it up, put it on there, put the sauce on there, and it's done.
Fries. Gonna load up our boat.
All right, we're approaching 11 minutes on this first order, Chef.
Yeah, we want to get it out at 12, so we're right there.
Wow, dude, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. The chimney steak frites. Oh my gosh.
Sensual.
Dude, that is a sexy steak frite right there, Chef.
Yeah. Nothing says steak frites like a pink dollar store tray with flowers.
Nice.
All right, look at that. 12 minutes, 30 seconds. That is where we wanted to be. That is where we are. Walking out.
First order of the day.
Cool, let's go run the food.
But steak frites isn't the only thing leaving the kitchen. The menu also includes cheeseburgers, chicken sandwiches, LJ-style fries, and chicken nuggets. All this cooking has got me starving. It's time to experience Lori Jayne for myself. You guys saw how 2 of Lori Jayne's famous steak frites were made, the Chinatown-inspired au poivre and the miso chimichurri, both of which I was extremely excited for. Sheesh. Oh, that sauce is so good. It's crazy. After a long day, I was starving and ready for more. So we're trying a few other things on the menu. While everything was amazing, the bite that surprised me the most was this $11 cheeseburger. One of the best burgers I've had, and for $11, this was a steal. And apparently you can even ask to add the all poivre sauce to this.
All right, well, is there any last words you want to say?
Follow Lori Jayne BK on Instagram. That's where we do all the stuff. And in conclusion, being a good chef, it's about building a really good team who can cook your food that you don't have to be worried about, but you're always around to help.
There you guys have it. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys subscribe.
Thanks for coming, Danny. There we go.
That was real as possible, man. I like that story. Like, he has something simple, but you see how intricate it is to make something simple, make it fire. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that burger did look good. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm out of here, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.